Hey guys, thanks for joining Learn to Play again. This is Gen Con 2016 Day 4, and I'm here at Flying Frog Productions checking out the new Shadows of Brimstone stuff with Jason Hill. So, can you give me a little bit of information about some of the new announcements that you guys have?
At the show here, we released for the first time the brand new deluxe Otherworld of Tradera. And it basically is it's a new otherworld that you can explore and visit with your Old West posse.
Yep.
And it's an industrial age kind of World War I style alien battlefield where the entire planet is at war, and they use Darkstone to power their weapons of war. And so
cool.
it's a very toxic environment. There's acid rain, minefields, barbed wire, poison gas clouds, everything you would expect in basically an industrial age battlefield. Right?
Okay.
And of course, it actually is a deluxe. It's our first deluxe Otherworld.
Okay.
So it comes with 4 different enemy types.
Okay.
It comes with the Tradarian Legionnaires, which are like the basic soldiers. It comes with Z4 Grenadiers, which are basically really big kind of explosives experts that have thermal charges they can throw and blow stuff up. They're also immune to explosives, immune to critical hits. They're really just kind of a hard nut to crack. It also comes with a set of Tradarian mutants, where basically, because they use all this Darkstone in their weapons, sometimes they'll be exposed to a lot of radiation and whatnot, and they'll get tears in their suits, and if they get too much, they'll basically burst out in tentacles and basically become kind of fanatical, crazy mutant creatures.
Not good.
And then the last type is Tradarian Lieutenants, which are basically commanders on the battlefield, and they can actually issue orders to the different troops to give them bonuses or have them do different behaviors on the battlefield. So between that and there's also new cover terrain in there, so little crates and barrels and tank traps, and you put those out on the battlefield. It says on the map tiles where those can go. And it lets you have kind of firefights, running firefights where you can hide behind cover and sort of introduces cover into the game.
Awesome, very cool.
So there's a lot of really cool new stuff in Tradera, and
it felt really heavy.
Yeah, it's a really big, chunky box. It's got a full set of map tiles and all the cards you need, and also a bunch of new missions that are themed around the Traderans, and some of it is even themed around the Traderans coming into the mines, like coming to Earth and trying to sort of increase their territory, take over, set up little poison gas generators that pump gas out, try to kill off any local people so that they can just sort of move in and set up shop.
Awesome.
So it's a lot of really fun new stuff with Tradera.
Cool. And then we heard at Gen Con that you guys just made a new announcement about a possible side thing, or
So on Friday we had an announcement of kind of the next big thing that we're working on. Basically, it's a brand new 3rd core set for Shadows of Brimstone. I know it's lots of all Brimstone all the time, but there's a slightly different spin on it.
For those of us that love it, we don't care. Just give us more.
So it's a new 3rd core set of Shadows of Brimstone that basically is completely compatible in every way with all of the other enemy sets and other core sets and other worlds. But instead of the 3rd core set being started in the mines, it starts out in feudal Japan. And so all of the hero classes are your samurai warrior, your assassin, your traveling monk, your sorceress, and all of the enemies in the set are basically based on traditional Japanese mythological creatures and demons. And so you've got things like the Oni, which are big red ogres with a big club that'll try to smash you, or Tengu, which are like kind of raven bird people that have a long red nose as their mask, and a big sword. They'll swoop down and grab you in their claws.
Awesome.
Or the Dishonored Dead, which are basically undead samurai. Who wouldn't want undead samurai? I mean, come on.
Well, I guess those of us that are playing the heroes, we probably...
Yeah, so on the back side of the map tiles, because of course they're double-sided, it also includes the Belly of the Beast as the other world, which was one of the stretch goals, one of the original stretch goals in the original Kickstarter we did that we didn't reach. It was basically one that was just out of reach at the end, and we had already developed a little bit of stuff on it, but we didn't have time to really go back and do it full-fledged.
Awesome.
But now that we're sort of rolling off of finishing all that previous Kickstarter stuff, we decided, it's a perfect fit what's more appropriate than the feudal Japan to be combined with a portal that leads inside a giant creature, right? That just seems so
Yes.
so perfect for the genre.
Absolutely,
You know?
that's going to be awesome.
So I think it's going to be really cool, and like I said, it's 100% compatible, so you can get any of the existing enemy sets and mix it right in with this core set. You can take any of the heroes from feudal Japan, pass through a portal, and be on adventures with gunslingers and saloon girls and all of that. So if you don't play Shadows of Brimstone yet, it's a great entry point with a cool new setting. And if you do play Shadows of Brimstone, it's basically like getting 2 brand new other worlds in a box set that are going through a portal and finding yourself in the belly of the beast, or a portal that doesn't lead to another place in time, in space or some other dimension, but instead is a portal back in time to feudal Japan.
Oh my goodness!
So
sign me up! Sign me up! I want it.
So I think it's going to be really cool, and we actually, as we've been finishing the previous Kickstarter stuff, as people finished what they were working on, artists and the miniature sculpting and things like that, we've basically been rolling them onto the new project.
Okay.
And so we actually already have a lot of the miniature sculpts done,
Oh, wow.
and we have a lot of the art kind of in the process right now with new map tiles and new item and equipment and characters and enemies. And so as we finish off the last of that Kickstarter stuff and get it off to manufacturing, which is meant to be basically by the end of this year, we should have all that stuff basically manufactured and the last remaining bits going out to backers.
Yep.
We're going to be switching gears into doing basically a new Kickstarter for this third core set, the Shadows of Brimstone Forbidden Fortress. That's the name of the set.
Awesome.
Forbidden Fortress. And so that should be hitting in mid to late October sometime, and we'll announce it in, I'm sure, in an update on the previous Kickstarter, but also on our Facebook and Twitter and Board Game Geek and all of those places.
Absolutely.
That you'd expect. Yeah.
Cool.
So I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Cool. So another question I had for you, I know some of the Kickstarter backers were really interested in finding out about the train. Is that going to happen?
Yes, the Hell Train, the
Yes.
impossible Hell
Yes.
Train. It's impossible. Yes, so that's something that I got a lot of notes on and a lot of cool ideas for. I haven't really had time to dive into it and sort of really put any attention or love into it beyond that initial kind of excitement for it and then the initial work on it. And so it'll happen, but right now it's a little bit backburnered, so it'll have to come a little bit later.
Gotcha.
Down the road a little bit.
Okay.
The other thing is that next year is actually the 10-year anniversary of Last Night on Earth, and so we're actually really excited about that.
Yeah.
And so we're going to take the opportunity to do some new cool stuff for Last Night on Earth,
Awesome.
and give a little bit of love and attention to all of the previous games that haven't been visited in a year or two, to get all some more cool stuff out for those as well.
Absolutely, yeah. And if those of you that have played Shadows of Brimstone and love it, definitely try Last Night on Earth. It is a lot of fun, and it is a totally different style of a zombie game than what's out there, and it is a blast to play. So definitely check that out. So other than that, any idea yet on what like an entry-level Kickstarter price point is going to be for the new Kingdom stuff?
I'm not sure yet. Unfortunately, we haven't set the different pledge levels or anything like that. One thing I do know is that we learned a lot from doing the first Kickstarter, as you might imagine.
Yes.
And so we got a lot better idea of how we want to scope it, and to make sure that everything can be done in a slightly more reasonable amount of time, but also keep the quality level we want and still be a good deal for backers and a good deal for us at the same time, right? We want everybody to win without anybody going through the ringer and all of that. So
awesome.
Yeah, we definitely learned a lot from the first experience. And one thing that's actually going to be going to make this one, I think, a lot smoother is that when we did the first Kickstarter for Shadows of Brimstone for the core sets and all those stretch goals, we were developing all of those systems and the game mechanics and the game engine, as well as kind of cutting our teeth on getting a new style of miniature with the hard plastic on frames, more hobby-oriented painting figures and all of that. And so now that we've actually been through that process and done all of that, this is a lot more like creating a bunch of new content for the game that everybody already loves. And so it's going to, I think, go a lot faster and be a lot smoother, and we'll have a lot better, better idea of exactly the scope and the time lengths and the financials of it to make it really smooth and clean.
Awesome, great. Well, we're really looking forward to seeing that, and I'm sure that we'll be seeing a lot more from Flying Frog Productions in the next couple months, showing us some of that stuff. So thanks again, guys, for joining us. Thank you, Jason, for talking with us and sharing some of those cool new things. See you guys later.